BEARS stands for both ears and is a suite of applications that has been specifically designed for teenage cochlear implant users in order to train in terms of auditory training, spatial localization, speech understanding, and improve the hearing functions using bilateral cochlear implants. We have developed 3 prototypes within the BEARS suite. One is specifically looking at localization training, so sound sources localization. One is looking at speech and noise training, and the third one is looking at music listening training. The prototypes have been developed within a project called 3D Tune-In, which was funded by the European Union and coordinated here at Imperial. We then received further funding from Imperial College Confidence in Concept to develop these applications a little bit further, and most of all to be able to engage with some PPI groups composed by cochlear implant users, audiologists, stakeholders, and through a series of meetings and a series of evaluation, we then further developed the 3 BEARS applications. This is the sound localization training application. So in this case, we have a standard shooter game. I need to identify where the robot or the alien is shooting at me and shoot by pressing on the screen. In the first 2 levels, I can actually see the alien, but the more I go on, the more the visual representation of the alien will become faded.
Now they're not very visible.
So we'll need to rely only on the auditory sense. The sound source provenance change depending on my head rotation. So we have 2 versions of this. The first one that we developed relies on a head-mounted display, so it's stereoscopic and you can basically mount it on your head and obviously headphones and use these to shoot. The second version we created relies on the iPad. Actually, we want to maintain both versions. We found that some cochlear implant users didn't work well with the virtual reality. They felt dizzy and they preferred to use a screen like this. So we have both versions, same functionality, simply in one case head-mounted display, the other one is a sort of a window in the virtual reality world. This is the music clarity application. It is our starting point for our music training app. It's web-based, so it works on every browser. In this case, we have a song going, and we can, for example, change the position of the various sound sources. We can make them surrounding in different ways. We can spread them in front. We can actually move them individually. We can isolate them. I can listen to the vocals only. And I can move it left and right, different distances. Similarly, I can do for the guitars and etc. So I can create my ideal listening scenario in 3D. So as I mentioned, this is only the starting point and we will develop this further into a video game. So this is a speech in noise training game, and we have some background masking and 2 target speech in front if you want to listen to them.
Talk.
I can interact with the position of the soundscape, the position of my head through tracking this mobile device. And I simply need to make my choice on which word I heard and whether the second one was on the left or on the right. And here I have my levels and score and lives. The BEARS application are specifically targeted to teenagers. Well, first of all, because it's a very critical age, and feedback from speech therapists outlined that this is a very important time in the life of a person where you finish school and you're likely to go into further higher education or to go to a working environment. You are often talking and living in noisy environments and complex environments, so it is very important to target this group. And in addition, teenagers are very likely to engage with these kind of applications and to potentially give us the feedback we need to further develop. So in the last 8 months, we have managed to engage with groups of teenage cochlear implant users. And actually they have taken home some of our applications, they've tried them and they've given us feedback, and we've managed to measure which levels they reached, how precise they were to localize the sound sources. And we have also carried out some more qualitative investigations, so we've discussed with them, interviews and etc. And this has contributed very heavily to the development of the applications, and the same approach is going to help us further developing the other 2 applications and potentially creating something that is more usable and can have more impact in the auditory training and hearing training.